guys, and welcome back to another week of Porsche Cup action here at the Silverstone circuit for week 8 with myself, Matt Emery, for Coach Dave Academy. And yeah, let's get into the hot lap guide. So let's get into the hot lap guide then for the Silverstone circuit. Obviously starting down the Hamilton Straight, it's now called. Heading towards turn 1, make sure we stay to far to the left as possible, using all of the curb on the entry, and then we want to have a slight dab of the brake just before we turn in, just in line with the 100-meter board on the left-hand side. Slight dab of the brake, as you can see, just trail that all the way into the apex and then get back on the throttle. You actually want to compromise turn 2 slightly, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. As I was saying, you're just holding the brake all the way into turn 1 and then releasing it just at the apex and get back on full throttle. Let the car trail through, and you want to carry as much speed through here as possible. Now, what I mean about compromising turn 3, so compromising the next corner, we're completely flat through turn 2, which means we're kind of in the middle of the circuit coming into the braking zone for turn 3, and that means we can carry more minimum speed through turn 2, and it just gains a bit more time. And then you get to the brakes, you're in the middle of the circuit, but overall it's a slight gain. So yes, you're not as far to the left for turn 3 as you'd like, but you've carried the minimum speed through turn 2. And then getting down to second gear, get where you're braking down in a straight line. Make sure we don't touch this red sausage curb, as it's very, very high, and it will unsettle the car quite a lot. What I'll do as well, I'll show you in Delta in a second what turn 2 should look like. But yeah, braking just about on the left-hand side with the 100-meter board. Trying to brake sort of not directly straight, but kind of opening up the corner slightly, so braking slightly towards the left, and then getting the car turned in second gear. I'm just going to hop over to Delta to show you what that looks like in the telemetry. As you can see, the brake trace here, throttle trace up here, your speed, your steering, all that good stuff. So yeah, completely flat through turn 2, and then down to turn 3. You can see we hop on the brakes, off the throttle initially, and then slowly, as it's quite a heavy braking zone, you want to just slowly increase the brake pressure all the way up to about 70%, and then slowly just trailing off as we turn in. You see the speed coming down here as well. Turn in, and then we get initially back on the throttle. Again, just making sure we're not spinning up the rears too much. Yeah, you've got all sorts of information down here. So you've got your fuel, your RPM, your gears, and all these data packs that we make are on this Delta app, so you can compare it from your times to our times. As I said before, really useful. I think this is probably one of the best apps I've used in terms of telemetry, and obviously looking at where you can gain lap time. So we definitely recommend using this. And let's head back to the hot lap. Then coming into turn 4 now, still in second gear, just coming off the back of turn 3. Try to get the corner open as much as you can here, in second gear still, and then get it down towards the apex. Really focus on the exit here as well. Already at full throttle just about here. Really, again, it's a similar story to turn 3, as in you're not opening up as much as you could. Because the track's so wide, obviously it's designed for Formula 1 cars, so they're quite a lot bigger, they can use a lot more of the circuit. You don't really need to use all of it at all times in this car, just you don't have the aero to use as well. So yeah, in the middle of the circuit for turn 4, make sure you're on full throttle all the way through here and down the Wellington Straight. And then we'll head down towards Brooklands. Braking just after the 100 meter board on the right hand side, and then just slightly using the curb as well before we turn in, just to maximise the entry. Down to third gear and using all of the apex that we can. We don't want to turn in too early, but you're sort of just trailing around this white line, and just obviously trail braking all the way through here, using a slight bit of the green Astro on the inside, or green concrete, sorry. Back on the throttle, and then again just turning in quite early. This one's a sort of double apex right-hander, so you're taking a nice bit of curb on the way in. That's your first apex. Let the car trail out in the middle of the corner, and then you just pay attention to the brake trace as well. All the way in on the brake, then we get off it just about at the halfway mark, in line with that red panel there, and then that's the second apex there. And then back on full throttle as early as we can, using all of the exit curb, and then completely flat as we head towards Copse Corner. Completely cut across here, that's not an off track somehow. And then using the curb on the left hand side that runs all the way to turn, Copse Corner. Braking on the curb as well, just before the 100 meter board on the left hand side. Down to fourth gear, using all of the apex curb as well. It's really important to get your right hand tyres on this green bit of concrete on the inside, as the car just bites. I think there's a slight bit of undulation there that the car just hooks onto, and you get a nice bit of turn in when you use it. So just make sure you've got your inside tyres on that green bit of AstroTurf on the inside. Let the car trail out. You can use a lot of the runoff. The limit here for the off track is, I think, the edge of this curb. Don't go any further than that, and you'll be absolutely fine. Completely flat as we head towards Maggots and Beckett's. Clip this first apex, use a slight bit of the red sausage curb on the inside, and already start braking here as well. Down to fourth gear, using all of the inside AstroTurf again, and then initially back on full throttle, and again stamping on the brakes about 40%. Really, again, got to make sure you use this green Astro just to make sure you're minimising the amount of track you're using, or maximising, sorry. And then into the final part, third gear again, using all of the AstroTurf on the inside, and then on the power as soon as possible for the hanger straight, and then stick it to the inside, hug the left hand side as well, all the way down the hanger straight, and then we're looking to Stowe Corner. You notice this is probably the only track I know all the corner names. And then braking just after the 150, about 50% on the brake pedal, down to third gear, again really wide corner. You have a lot of space to use. You want to turn in actually a bit earlier, so notice we're apexing quite early again and just running around the curb. And then on the power as early as you can. Again, the limit here is the edge of the curb, so you can use a lot of the runoff. And then get it flicked back to the right hand side as much as you can, and heavy braking just before this 100 meter board on the right hand side. You've got a nice reference using the curb as well there. And then down to second gear, just be careful you're not locking up your fronts here. Actually easy to lock up your rears as well, so just be really careful you're not applying the brakes too quickly. You really want to ease it on here. And then down to second gear, again, not touching the sausage curb on the insides. Again, especially don't touch this one as you'll go flying. And then up to third gear, on the power, short shift again up to fourth. You notice we have a slight lift in the throttle there, just as the traction's not quite there, and the wheel spin's playing up a bit. So short shift to fourth, and then final corner and across the line. So that was the hot lap guide then for week 8 at the Silverstone circuit. I hope that was useful for you guys, and as usual, check out the website coachdaveacademy.com and the Discord down below. Any questions regarding the data packs, let us know. But yeah, my name's been Matt Emery, and we'll see you next week for week 9. Take care, guys.